Imam Mahdi became an Imam after the martyrdom of his father when he was just 3 years and 7 months old. His Imamat was not challenged by the Shias because of his young age. The Shias had already validated and believed in the Imamat of Imam Javad ﷺ and Imam Hadi ﷺ at their young ages of 7. Thus, the age was not a barrier for the Shias to accept the Imamat of a young boy. Imam Askari's brother Jaffar continued his ignorance even after witnessing the prayer of Imam Mahdi over the body of Imam Askari. Jaffar lacked the divine knowledge of the Shia Imams and had a corrupt character. Jaffar proceeded to introduce himself as the next Shia Imam, but he failed to prove his Imamat and to convince the Shias. He instead became known among the Shias as Jaffar the Liar. After the burial of Imam Askari, Jaffar came to Mu'tamid's minister and asked the Abbasid's approval for himself as the next Shia Imam. His request was faced with an insulting and harsh reaction from the minister, who responded to him, "The Abbasid Caliph has used its entire power to change the belief of the Shias of your father and brother, but has failed. If you are an Imam of the Shias, you would not need the Caliph's approval, and if you are not an Imam of the Shias, you will never reach it." Jaffar continued his efforts to introduce himself as the successor of Imam al-Askari and the next Shia Imam. A group of people once came to Samarra to deliver the Islamic dues from the Shias of Qom and northwestern Iran. Upon their arrival in Samarra, they were informed about the martyrdom of Imam al-Askari. They were referred to Jaffar as Imam Askari's successor. Upon meeting Jaffar, they asked him to reveal the names and the amounts of the Islamic dues they had brought to Samarra for delivery. Jaffar responded harshly by saying, "You expect me to know the knowledge of the unseen, which only belongs to God." To which they responded, "Imam Askari would inform us of the names and the amounts in the packages in our previous deliveries to him. If you are an Imam, you would also know the names and the amounts in the packages, like Imam Askari." They emphasized that they were entrusted by the Shias to deliver the packages safely to Imam Askari, and if he could not prove that he is an Imam, they would return the packages back to their owners. Jaffar was disappointed about losing the packages and tried to forcefully seize them with the Caliph's power, but he failed to gain the Caliph's support. When these individuals could not find the Shia Imam to deliver their packages to, they decided to return them to their owners. When they left Samarra, someone approached them, called them by their names, and asked them to follow him to meet their Imam. They followed him and met Imam Mahdi, who informed them about the names and the amounts in the packages. They happily submitted the packages to the Imam and asked their questions from him. The Imam told them not to bring any more deliveries to Samarra and to submit them to his representative in Baghdad. The Imamat of Imam Mahdi began with the minor occultation, which lasted about 69 years. During this long period, 4 Shia scholars were the points of contact between the Imam and the Shias. These 4 scholars were referred to as the special deputies of Imam Mahdi and were appointed by the Imam for this special role. The Shias would pass their letters with questions or requests to the special deputy of the Imam and would receive the Imam's response back through him. This method of communication was not a new method for the Shias, as they had experienced it in the past during the Imamat of the previous Shia Imams, especially during the Imamat of Imam Askari, whose main method of communication had been through letters. Imam Mahdi would respond to the letters with the same handwriting known to the Shias as Imam Askari's, because his intention was to remove doubts about his presence and to strengthen the Shias' hearts about the authenticity of their communications. The Shias would find Imam Mahdi's letters in accordance to the letters of Imam al-Askari in both their style and content. By the Imam's will, the special deputies had some special signs, such as informing the Shias of the unseen future to prove their connections to the Imam. The minor occultation was a period for the Shias to be trained for the major occultation of Imam Mahdi, when they would not have access to their Imam even by exchanging letters.